This is The Art of Plenty. My name is Amy McInnes, and tonight we are getting into the question, what does your work say about you? When someone hears about your job, what is it that they gather about you? What is it that they can ascertain about the type of person you are and the things that are important to you? I don't even know I don't even know when my desire to think about work and to think about why work matters really started. I know why I started thinking about work, and it was out of being an entrepreneur who wanted to create an environment for our employees that I myself would want to work at. When I finished my position as a therapist for child and youth mental health, I came out of that knowing that there were ways to build teams and there were ways to build a work environment that was really wonderful and encouraging and uplifting, even if the work itself was really difficult, and even if the system where the work was being done was really bureaucratic, there was still a way to have genuine human connection with the people that you work with. Those are the things that I learned underneath my team leader when I was working in that position. So I knew within our own company that it really, really mattered to me that when people showed up to work, that they were valued and that they were able to express themselves and be who they were meant to be at work. So a lot of the policies, and not policies is kind of a weird word, but a lot of the things that we do at our company stem from this idea that if people feel good in their work, if they feel good about the work that they're doing, then they're going to be able to show up to their work and their work is going to be more rewarding for themselves. Now, here's the best part about all of this. When you have people that love their work, like their work, enjoy doing their work, and feel valued, they are way more productive. They are way more creative. And it just creates a way better work environment, not just for the people, but the work product itself is better. And the customers and the clients that you interact with, they pick up on it too. So it is a win-win situation. So this is really where these work conversations originated for me. And I had started mulling over this idea of having meaningful work and why that mattered, because I knew there was a big connection between wanting to be at work, liking your work, doing well at work, and having meaningful work. I noticed that people who believed in their work and had meaningful work had all those other components. And it doesn't mean that you have to like everything that you're doing. There's a reason when you are in a social gathering that the first thing that gets asked is, what do you do? We inherently know that our work says something about us to the world. And when we're meeting someone, we know that if we ask them about their work, that we're going to get a picture of who they are based on the work that they are doing. It reveals information to us about them. It shows us what their interests are, potentially. It gives us an ability to start unpacking the life of this person and gives us clues of, is there something that we have in common with them based on the job that they are describing that they do? Here is the interesting part. It's not just what we do, but it's how we talk about what we do. If a person has a lot of excitement about their job when you ask them what they do, it's palpable. You feel instantly energized when somebody else is energized. It is inspiring and it is contagious when people are talking about their work in that way. I think that it matters even more than the work itself. What matters more is how you feel about your work rather than the work that you're actually doing. And I'm sure you've witnessed this. A person can have an incredible job, but if they talk about it in a way that doesn't showcase that they like it, if they talk about their work in such a way that you know that they wish they weren't doing it, it doesn't lead to inspiration. It doesn't lead to connection. It actually ends up pushing you away from that conversation. The other reason we ask people about their work is we know that that is a public part of their life, unless they're a spy. At least I think that a spy is obviously not going to be telling you what they do for their work. All my information about spies, however, does come from the movies, so I may not be completely accurate about that. But we know that when we ask somebody what do they do, we know that that's public information, so we know that it's safe territory for a new conversation. And it can instantly create an opportunity to connect with people because even though it's public, we're actually learning something that is somewhat personal because we get to witness how it is that they talk about their job. So let me ask you this. What does your work say about you? And when you talk about your work to others, when you're meeting someone new, what does it inspire in them? Do they know, can they sense your excitement and your joy and your passion for your job? Because work isn't just meant to make ends meet. It should be a source of joy for us. It should be a source of challenge for us. It should be something that energizes us. Because we spend so much time doing it. We invest so much of our life into our work. It should not be a source of pain or discomfort or annoyance or frustration. We do not want to waste our years investing in something that is eating away at us. And I think that this is the reality of being midlife is we have this understanding of how fast life goes by. We understand that the time that we have is our most precious commodity. Because of that, work has to count. We can't wait for retirement. We can't be daydreaming of the day when we'll retire, especially when it's 20 years away or 15 or 7 or even 5. That's too long. 5 years is too long to wish you were doing something different without taking action to move in that way. And I mean, if you're a year away from retirement, yeah, you probably should be daydreaming a little bit about that so you're ready for it and start separating yourself from work. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's not good to daydream about work. I'm just saying that we don't want to wish away our life. We don't want to wish away this big part of our life by wishing we were in a different situation. Regardless of the job you are in, regardless if it is a job or a career or a calling for you, regardless if you have invested time in your education or your training, you chose that job. You have made decisions along the way that have led you to that job, that have led you to that work. You're not stuck. No matter the responsibilities that you have, no matter the pressures that you have, there is a way out. You don't have to do that work if you don't want to. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. most things that really matter are not easy. But those things that really matter are most certainly rewarding. It takes energy and it takes effort to make change in life, but it is worth it. I think sometimes people don't want to leap out and to make a change because they think, what if it's just as bad? What if it's worse than the situation I'm in? Well, guess what? You can change again. There are very few decisions that are final, that have no room for changing or shifting again. Most of the decisions that we make, we have the opportunity to reverse or to change again. And there are often a lot of opportunities, even within work, to do that. Work needs to be more than a paycheck. It needs to be something that brings you inspiration and that brings you joy. So let me ask you again, what does your work say about you? And do you like the message it's giving? Do you like how you feel about your job? This is something that matters. If you are trying to live the life that you were meant to, and your work isn't in alignment, you're going to have a difficult time stepping out into the life you were meant to live. And I know it's scary. Anytime we do any big move, there can be fear involved. But if you are here living this life, you've realized that fear is just a part of things. And sometimes you just have to push through. You have to just step. Take a small step in the direction that you were meant to go. Sometimes it's not even an overhaul. Sometimes it's not even a change of the work that you're doing. Sometimes it's not shifting what do you do, but it's shifting how you feel about what you do. I have a course right now. This course is all about getting more out of work. It's about changing how you feel about your work. It doesn't mean that you need a new job, although in some cases, that has been what's happened. So people have taken the course and known when they get to about module 3 that they're in a job that they can't be in and they cannot waste any more time, and they make the decision to leave their job. That has definitely happened. But more often than not, the people that have joined our course and gone through it have shifted how they feel about their work. It's completely changed how they talk and view their work. It's so incredible to watch the transformations that are happening in our cohorts. I am blown away. But I want to let you know, it's not just the course. It's not just the modules and the activities and the lessons. Like anything else, it's the energy and the effort that our participants have put into the course. It's the investment that they have made into really diving into how they think and really diving into how they feel about their work and what they're doing and how they feel about their life. And by going through that process, by investing the time, their lives are getting changed and their work is getting changed. They're not feeling the same way that they feel about work. And if they can do it, you can do it. You can shift the way that you feel about your job. You can shift the way that you feel about your work. Because when your work changes, your life changes. And when your life changes, it impacts your work. There is an opportunity there to make a difference in your work life. And my course isn't the only place where you can get that change. I'm sure there are many resources out there that can be inspiring and that can help you get on the path toward loving your life, enjoying your work. It really does matter. It really does matter where you spend your time, how you spend your time, and whether or not those things where you direct so much energy and so much time are fueling you or eating away at you. This is part of what it means to get on the path to living the life you were meant to live. And if you're already on the path, this is a part of continuing to walk down that path, to being the person that you are meant to be, to living the life that you were meant to live. If you're interested in joining our course, follow the link, check out the website. All the information is on there. It's about meaningful work. It's about getting that reward out of your work, getting more than just a paycheck. I know it is difficult, and I know it can be scary to step out and do things. And that's why the cohort is so great, because you get to hear from others. You get to hear from other people talking about the changes that they're making, and it is inspiring. Just like we were talking early at this podcast, when somebody talks about their work and they're excited about it, you feel that energy. You pick up on that and you get excited about it, even if you're not interested in that type of work at all. It is intriguing when people love their work. And just like that, in a group cohort, when people are working things out and sharing their epiphanies and their revelation, it's inspiring, and it pushes the rest of us to do those things as well. So I want to encourage you that if this has been speaking to you today and you do not like what your work says about you, and you do not like how you feel about work, this is a great place to start. Come check out our course on Stillwater Online. I'm so honored that you would spend time with me today. It is humbling. I would love to hear your story. If this was you and you changed your work, or you tweaked something about your work so that you loved your life again, or you loved your work again, I would love to hear it. There's something so amazing that happens when we tell our stories. It leads to breakthrough, not only for us to have further breakthrough, but it causes breakthrough for other people, because they see, oh, if they can do it, then I can do it too. This podcast was created for entertainment only. It's not to be construed as professional advice. I'm so glad you listened. Please leave us a review wherever you are tuning in, whether it's YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It means a lot when I know what you guys are thinking about, and it helps me create content for you that is relevant. Thank you for tuning in. This is The Art of Plenty, and I'm Amy.